Hello Aquarius, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Jen with Bohemian Path Tarot. Oof. And today we are doing August readings. I've got the Light Seers Tarot this time, just tarot. And as always, these are general readings for a general Aquarius audience. So take what resonates for you, leave the rest for another Aquarius. And I invite you to check out the videos for all of your major placements. So your sun sign, your rising sign, your moon sign. Sometimes one or the other of them is more resonant, and sometimes you just get a little bit of something from each one. So okay. Wow, okay. So starting with the wheel, that's great. What a great place to start, right? So the Wheel of Fortune is a change of fortune, better flow. Things start moving again. And this can be new opportunities in any arena, a multitude of arenas, depending on where you might need them, depending on where you're putting yourself too. This does tend to depend on your participation, so do get out there. But it could be something like, if you're looking for jobs, this could be, you could find more opportunities to interview. You could just hear more from like random places. As much as you may have been putting your resume out there, you could hear from like a random friend, oh my gosh, I have my sister who's in HR at this random place. You might be great for this role that she's been trying to fill, you know, in the kind of a random way. Or if you're single and looking, you could run into someone you had a crush on in high school at, you know, the grocery store or something. I don't know, that's not super random, but you get what I'm saying. There could just be more sort of random opportunities. Certainly, you know, free sample day at the grocery store, and it might feel like more green lights, or a friend has, you know, a ticket to a rock concert that you want to go to, or maybe a ticket to an amusement park or something like that. It does, you know, mean, you know, these kinds of things happen only if you're in conversation with a friend and you happen to let them know that you're looking for a job or looking for a date, or, you know, whatever. So there is that piece of participation in life, or being out or running into people. But there is just a feeling of flow when this card comes up, a feeling of things happening. It isn't, you know, like the lottery happening. It is not, I'm sorry to say, but fun little things happening, little happy, lucky things happening. So there's that. Now this is paired with the Seven of Cups, which is also a card of like opportunities, choices, having options. So I think you're going to feel like there are more opportunities. So whatever area in your life you may be looking for opportunities. Again, if you're single and looking, if you're looking for a job, if you're looking for houses or a roommate, or, you know, that kind of a thing, you may find there are more opportunities. You may feel even spoiled for choice. It might be the kind of thing where your head and your heart aren't always in the same place about your choices. You might have to try a few choices, especially like in the dating world. You might have to be okay with, you know, going on some dates and just seeing how it goes, not having like an immediate, oh, that's the one, or that's the one. Just trying and seeing what happens, and being okay with, you know, the improv experience, shall we call it, you know, just seeing what happens. In the next column, this is also a sort of a mixed bag here. We do have the first card here, the Five of Swords, does suggest, now this is why we come to the tarot, this does suggest a misunderstanding. This Five of Swords tends to indicate that there's been some missed information, or there's some misunderstanding, something that you thought you heard or thought you understood, or you moved forward with something only to find out that you didn't have the full story, or it didn't go through, you had to backtrack, you didn't have all the directions, or something like that. This is not a failure. When the Five of Swords comes up, it just indicates there was a lack of clarity. So you may have to ask some questions, you may have to reread an email, you may have to follow up, or request another a return, you know, a do-over, but it's annoying, and this is happening just before Mercury goes direct, I'll say. So just blame it on Mercury, ask some more questions, get some more clarity, and you'll be able to get back on track, because the next card we see here is the Queen of Wands, and you know what, she'll be okay with it. So whoever you're dealing with here, it has a good sense of humor. She's funny and charming and sexy. It doesn't have to be a she, actually. She is, it could be a he. This person is a good-natured person, does appreciate the finer things in life. So as long as you bring them flowers for if you missed a date or an interview, as long as you show diligence in apologizing and making up for it, you can make up for your mistake with, you know, just clarity and respect. Our Queen of Wands could be someone like a date, could also be someone like a potential boss, or a potential coach, or a potential theater director. I mean, it depends on your situation, Aquarius. It'll be different for different Aquarians, but it looks like you might miss a date, or there might be a misunderstanding in some way with this Queen of Wands. By the way, this could be a Leo, Aries, Sagittarius. But again, they do tend to be understanding and good-natured, as long as you clear it up, are honest and direct, and also they appreciate humor in good taste and flowers. Moving on, in the next column we have the Six of Pentacles, which tends to be a card of reciprocity and gifts. So as ye sow, so shall ye receive. What you put out there comes back at you. So that paired with the Ace of Cups suggests, I don't know, I kind of think for some of you this might be a relationship-y, like a romantic relationship thing. So if anyone is out there single and looking, wondering about that piece, this could be a situation where you could meet someone who actually, shows up and has the maturity to participate in a grown-up way. And this could be a new chapter in your romantic situation. The Ace of Cups can indicate a new phase or a new chapter in your relationship life. Again, this could, if it starts off with a boo-boo, it's not the end of the world, I promise. If it starts off with some sort of misunderstanding, do not fret, do not do not give up on it. There is every potential in the world to resolve this situation. When you're dealing with a grown-up, and the Six of Pentacles suggests someone who understands reciprocity, give and take, full and equal participation. And the Ace of Cups indicates a new opening, a new chapter, a new portal sort of opening in your sort of emotional life, your emotional satisfaction, your emotional world. All right. Now, let's talk about this situation here. So, the Strength card is, kind of evident, right? It's courage, fortitude, having the strength of your convictions, being wholly and truly yourself, having the grace to be yourself, to stand up for yourself or your kin, even in challenging situations. This is being strong enough to stick up for yourself without turning into a Karen, and knowing how to advocate for yourself without becoming a Karen. That's kind of what the Strength card is all about. This is paired with the Devil. Now, let's talk about the Devil for a minute here. Now, no matter your sort of gender and orientation, this image here is to suggest temptation, and that's what the Devil in its essence is. It's the temptation. Oop. Hey, come back. This Devil does not want to stay in focus. That's just like the Devil. He likes to stay in the shadows. I shouldn't say he, but it's basically about temptation. The temptation to stay small, to stay unhealthy, to stay trapped in a life you don't want, right? So like in the example where you may be single and looking, this is the invitation to stay single and looking, to stay, nobody will ever love me, I can't meet, my type doesn't like me. That's the temptation that the Devil makes, to stay in that small mindset, think that, I can't find anyone who would want me, or everyone that I like is trash. Everyone I'm actually attracted to is trash, or whatever. Having a bad attitude about dating. There's nobody on these dumb apps, that sort of thing. And again, not every Aquarius is single and looking, but just as a for instance, the Devil wants to keep you small. The Devil wants to keep you bound. The Devil wants to keep you trapped. The Devil tempts you to that miserable life. You can see it in the artwork here and in the Rider-Waite-Smith versions. There's see how there's a character here that is kind of like bound to the Devil. In the Rider-Waite-Smith version, there are two characters that are chained to the devil, and they mimic the two characters in the Lovers card. So this is not what you have to be. This is just a heads up or a warning, not to give in to temptation, to stay strong in yourself, to stay true to yourself, to stay an advocate for yourself. And don't give the devil or temptation a foothold, especially if you're in a situation like you're on a first date or a second date and something goes hinky, or you're on a first job interview and you screw up the date and you miss your interview or you're late or whatever, and the temptation is to think you've failed or that you've blown it in some way and to give up, right? Don't give in to temptation. Whatever this little piece is, don't give in to whatever this might be, or whatever your options are over here that are confusing or overwhelming. Don't give in to temptation. Stay strong, make good choices. If anything seems confusing or overwhelming, ask more questions, advocate for yourself, advocate for your truth, and trust in the people around you. Trust in the turning of the wheel and your new luck cycle, and just don't give the devil any power. Know that the devil wants to keep you bound and break those chains. So that is what I have for you for August, Aquarius. I hope that is helpful. Thank you so much for dropping by. If this has been useful, I invite you to leave a comment or like or share or subscribe in any case. Thank you so much for dropping by. Remember, you are this beautiful creature. Stay strong. Until next time, bye for now.